Let's talk about your hometown. Where is your hometown?
I'm from Da Nang, which is a coastal city in central Vietnam. It's known for its long sandy beaches, beautiful mountains, and a really modern, clean city centre. What I love is that even though it's developed quite quickly, it still has a relaxed, friendly vibe, and people are generally very warm and welcoming.
What do you like most about your hometown?
What I appreciate most is the balance between nature and urban life. You can be in the middle of the city one moment and within 10 minutes you're at the beach or hiking up a mountain. That mix makes the lifestyle there very comfortable. I also love the food culture. There are so many local dishes that remind me of home, and the seafood is amazing.
Has your hometown changed much in recent years?
Yes, it has changed a lot. When I was younger, Da Nang felt like a quiet, fairly simple city. But in the last decade, tourism has grown rapidly, so there are new bridges, resorts, and high rise buildings everywhere. There are also more international events and festivals now, which make the city feel much livelier and more cosmopolitan. It's exciting, but sometimes I miss the slower pace it used to have.
Are you working or studying at the moment?
I'm currently a third year university student majoring in international business. I really enjoy the program because it gives me a global perspective on how companies operate. We learn everything from marketing strategies to cross-cultural communication, and a lot of the projects involve real case studies, which makes the learning experience more practical.
Why did you choose that subject?
I chose it mainly because I've always been curious about how companies expand across borders. The idea of working in different countries and understanding different business cultures appealed to me. I also enjoy subjects like economics and management, so this major felt like the perfect combination of both interests.
What do you find most challenging about your studies?
The most challenging part is definitely applying theories to real business situations. In textbooks, everything seems straightforward, but in reality, every market behaves differently. So when we analyze case studies, you really have to think critically and consider cultural, economic, and even political factors. It can be demanding, but it's also what makes the course interesting.
What do you usually do in your free time?
I usually watch films or read books, but recently I've tried to spend more time outdoors. I like jogging along the river in the late afternoon because it helps me clear my mind. On weekends, I often meet friends at a coffee shop. In Vietnam, cafe culture is huge, so it's a nice way to relax and catch up.
Do you prefer spending your free time alone or with others?
It really depends on my mood. When I feel tired or stressed, I enjoy having some alone time to recharge, maybe by watching a movie or taking a walk. But most of the time, I'm quite sociable, so I like being around friends and sharing experiences with them.
Is there anything new you'd like to try in your free time?
I'd love to get into photography. I'm fascinated by the idea of capturing moments and telling stories through images. I have friends who are really into photography, and whenever I see their work, it inspires me. I'm thinking of buying a beginner camera and experimenting with landscape shots or street photography.
Finally, let's discuss reading. Do you like reading?
Yes, definitely. For me, reading is both relaxing and mentally stimulating. It's a great way to escape from daily stress, but at the same time, I get to learn new ideas and see the world from different perspectives. I especially enjoy books that challenge my thinking.
What kind of books do you read most often?
I read a mix of fiction and nonfiction. Fiction allows me to dive into different worlds and explore characters' emotions. Nonfiction, especially books on psychology or business, helps me understand human behavior and real world issues. I like switching between the two, depending on my mood.
Do you prefer printed books or ebooks?
I usually prefer ebooks because they're convenient. I can carry a whole library on my phone or tablet, but I still enjoy physical books from time to time. There's something nostalgic about the smell of paper and the feeling of turning pages that you can't really replace with a screen.
Now I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. You'll have 1 minute to prepare, and you can make some notes if you wish. All right, please begin.
A memorable time when I helped someone was last semester, when one of my classmates was really struggling with a marketing project. She's a bright student, but she'd missed several classes due to illness and felt completely lost about how to start her report. Since I'd done a similar assignment the previous term, I offered to help her get back on track. We met a few times in the library after class. I walked her through the key requirements, helped her brainstorm ideas, and showed her how to structure the report logically. I also encouraged her to rehearse her presentation because she lacked confidence when speaking in front of others. Over the next couple of weeks, she became much more comfortable, and by the time she presented, she was calm and well prepared. She ended up getting an excellent grade and later sent me a lovely thank you message. That small gesture made my day. I felt genuinely proud, not only because I'd helped her achieve something, but because the experience reminded me how powerful patience and encouragement can be. It also strengthened our friendship and taught me that helping others often teaches you just as much as it helps them.
Thank you. Would you like to add anything?
Just that the experience showed me how rewarding it is to share what you know with others.
We've been talking about helping others. Let's discuss this topic more generally. In what ways can people help others in their community?
There are many ways people can help others in their communities. Some volunteer at local shelters or soup kitchens, while others participate in neighbourhood cleanups or community gardening projects. Even small gestures, like helping an elderly neighbour with their groceries or donating clothes and food, can really make a difference. I think the key is consistency. Doing something small on a regular basis can create a bigger impact over time than one-off acts of kindness. Personally, I've noticed that when communities work together like this, it also brings people closer and creates a stronger sense of belonging.
Do you think people today are less willing to help others than in the past?
I wouldn't say people are less willing to help others nowadays, but the ways in which they do it have definitely changed. In the past, helping often involved direct face-to-face interaction, like volunteering at a local charity or supporting a neighbour in need. Today, many people prefer online forms of support, such as crowdfunding campaigns, donating through apps, or sharing awareness on social media. While these methods may feel less personal, they can reach a much wider audience. I think the underlying motivation, the desire to help others, hasn't really changed, it's just adapted to fit modern lifestyles. Personally, I feel that combining traditional face-to-face help with online support can be even more effective.
Why do some people choose to help others?
I believe it mainly comes from empathy. People naturally feel a connection to others, and when we see someone struggling, it's difficult to ignore it. Helping others often gives a sense of satisfaction and purpose because you know you've made a tangible difference in someone's life. For some people, it's also about feeling connected to their community or giving back in some way. For example, volunteering at a local shelter not only helps those in need, but also helps you understand different life situations, which can be very eye-opening. So in a way, helping others benefits both the giver and the receiver, emotionally and socially.
Do you think children should be taught to help others?
Absolutely. Teaching children to help others is crucial because it helps them develop empathy, social skills, and a sense of responsibility from a young age. When kids participate in group activities, charity projects, or even simple acts of kindness, they start to understand other people's perspectives and learn to work together. I think this early exposure to helping others also encourages them to be more compassionate adults. Personally, I believe that fostering these values in childhood not only benefits the individual, but also strengthens society as a whole over time.
How can countries help each other in times of crisis?
Countries can help each other during crises in a variety of ways. They might share essential resources like medical supplies, food, or financial support, or send experts, such as doctors, engineers, or emergency responders to assist on the ground. A good example is the global response to the COVID-19 pandemic, where countries collaborated to share vaccines and research findings. This kind of cooperation is essential because it highlights how interconnected we are and shows that major problems like pandemics or natural disasters can rarely be solved by one country alone. It also fosters goodwill and stronger international relationships, which can help prevent future conflicts.
Do you think international aid is always effective?
International aid can be very effective, but it's not guaranteed. Its success depends on careful planning, transparency, and collaboration with local communities. When aid is well coordinated and addresses the real needs of the population, it can save lives and improve long-term development. However, if it's poorly organised or given without understanding the local context, it can lead to dependency or even economic problems. For instance, sending large amounts of food or resources without consulting local leaders can disrupt local markets. I think the most effective aid is the kind that empowers people in communities, helping them become self-sufficient while addressing immediate needs.
Thank you. That is the end of the speaking test.